I'm so pumped to see you guys. And for those of you that were just on with me, you are cracking up. What a mess. Okay, so going live again for the second time today. I am just totally looking forward to talking to you guys about goals. So I know you guys got to hear me figure out my Instant Pot there with that first round. I was getting hard-boiled eggs out of the Instant Pot. And yeah, that's why you never go live and have your computer shut and totally go on. So yes, 3 points for Casa Cullen over here. Okay, my Friday is going great. I am pumped to connect with you guys about goals. And this isn't just about my goals webinar. This is about why I love setting goals and why I think they have been a huge catalyst to my personal and career success. So first of all, do my goals webinar. Like, I am going to do a giveaway right here about my goals webinar. And I am so pumped for you guys to just do it, because figuring out your top 10 words for your year is like one of these things that's so pivotal to just setting your focus and setting your sales and just really realizing what success looks like to you. Because remember, like you can find success when you accomplish even the smallest goals, meaning I want to make my bed Monday through Friday every week. Boom. Like, and when you do that for a whole year and you realize how that small success every day set you up for like greater success throughout the day. So I don't want to focus so much on my webinar because the webinar is self-explanatory and that helps you get your 10 top like keywords for the year. And really that system is proven to work. Like here's my 10 words from 2017. Can you guys see? Like I've had it like this on, yes, I'm totally going to post the link right here. I'm sure somebody else can post the link to the webinar too while I'm talking. So here are my words from 2017. They were awesome. Bold, blessing, elite bold was my keyword in business in 2017. I wanted to be bold in every way. So bold, blessing, elite were my business words. Travel, save, and accept were my life words. So, and accept was huge, just accepting where I was in my life, in my business, in my mothering journey, with Kit being so little, and just wanting to make sure that I took time to accept, like, this is a year of probably saying a lot of no's. So travel, save, accept, and health, intentional gratitude were my own personal words. And then no mortgage was my big jump goal. We are not quite there yet. We have now reached under 70,000. So we only have 70,000 to go on our mortgage, which is awesome. So we pay anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So just being totally transparent that we shouldn't have a mortgage by the end of 2019. And that's incredible. So I turn 37. So that means I just turned 37. So I will be mortgage free by the time I'm 40, before I'm 40. And that is awesome. So, okay, so that's where we are with the mortgage one. So let's talk about my top 10 words, because I just want you guys to hear how I worked through them, my process for finding my top 10 words. I don't think you can just watch the webinar and then step away. I think you have to watch the webinar and then do some work. So what did that process look like for me? So I sat down with an amazing cup of coffee. I had my earphones on my yoga station, and let me even tell you guys what station that is on Pandora, because it's amazing. I feel like there's not a lot of words, so for me, it just helps me get really in the mood. Okay, there we go. It's playing. Okay, so it's Paramahansa Yogananda Radio. So I'll just show you guys. It's backwards. Paramahansa Yogananda Radio. I'm sure you could look up Yogananda Radio, and I feel like that's what the little thing looks like. that little white guy right there, so you can see it. So I put on my yoga music, I put on my headphones. It doesn't even matter what's happening at my house because I can't hear anything. And I sat down with my fancy spiral bound notebook, okay? Totally nothing fancy. I sat down with it and I said, let's get to it. So business, life, me, jump, like my big goal. I had the 3 sections and I just bulleted them out. So let's talk about sort of what did that look like? How did that work? Like, what was the process? So with my business, some of the things that I talked about in my notes, I'm going all in and out of focus. Sorry, guys. So I talked about, are you guys ready? I'm about to tell you some huge goals, like what is coming down the pipeline. Okay, 100% elite. Like, I know that I have lots of different businesses, but our main breadwinner, cash cow, stable for our family, like stability, is Janberry. So through that, I want to be elite, and I want to be it every month for an entire year. It's always been my goal. This year, if I hold elite, or, get paid as elite title for December, then I will have held it February through December. I did not hit it in January. So that's always my goal. So elite is always up there, because when I hit elite, then my leaders are doing their job. When my leaders are doing their job, then my team and my organization is doing their job. And when all of that happens, everybody's bonuses are better. Everybody's happier. Everybody's lined up. My organization is a fruitful, strong, growing one. So that is always on there. The other exciting things I have coming down the pipeline in this branding platform is a book. I'm so pumped, you guys. I have spoken to our CEO, and she has given me her blessing. She's like, girlfriend, you write that book, and we're going to get everybody in Janberry reading that book. So it will probably be along the lines of inspiring women in leadership. So it will be something about leadership and women, and just facilitating connection among women, and just how powerful groups of women can be. So that's exciting. So book, and then a podcast. I really want to migrate some of these wonderful connections in business that I have with women and turn it over into a podcasting platform. Just something you guys can tune into as you're driving, as you're showering. Just sort of like a 30-minute, 25-minute, hear how other women rock their businesses and how other women have balanced motherhood and mogul, all of that. It's like marriage, mogul, motherhood. Like, that is the trifecta that is so important to me. Okay. So some of my other business goals were just growing my local tribe of business women. We meet once a month, and just seeing, like, what does that look like? Do we keep just meeting for coffee? Do we keep that group small? Do we expand and do something bigger? So just sort of playing on that local business women, and what a pivotal growth catalyst they've been for me, just meeting with those women and learning from them and just connecting. And I think that's been huge. And sort of, what does that look like in the new year? And then obviously, like, charity, how we're going to work in charity with business and growth. And then this is a huge one. This is what I put under business as a goal. I know you guys are going to hear me on this one. It's one tab. And it's one tab for my mind. It's one tab for my laptop. It's one tab for what I'm doing. Like, when I'm doing what I'm doing, I only want to be doing that. And sometimes I look at my MacBook Pro that is I probably need a new one. And I wonder, why is it running so slow? And I look and I see I have 12 tabs open. So having more of like a one tab business perspective, like when I'm on a coaching call, be on a coaching call. When I am like 100% engaged with my branding platform, do that. When I am writing a webinar, just write the webinar. So I just really want to have like a one tab environment. Okay, and then elevate. Like, I'm always looking to elevate. I just am always coming back to that word of elevation and elevating people and elevating my brand and just really like lifting up. So I had to choose 3 words from all of those big goals, and develop was one of my big words, just developing myself, my own business acumen, like developing my brand, developing as a person, like in business, obviously developing more leaders in my Jamberry business. So develop was one of my big keywords for business. Elite was my other keyword because I really just want to hold elite for 12 months. I haven't been able to do it yet. I've come really close. So develop, elite, and focus, you guys, because this is just my year of focus. Like I just want to stay super focused. So develop, elite, focus were the 3 words that I pulled out for business. And so that's where I am with business. I mean, in the development is the book and the podcast and this brand and the website. So that's all in developing and just growing. And it's just exciting. And it's scary, right? It's scary to put it out there. But you guys are going to see me. Those of you that are personally friends with me, you're about to see me post this goal. My top 10 words are about to be my personal banner. And that's scary. So I am about to share with like everyone I'm friends with on Facebook, like, here are my goals for 2018, and I'm not afraid to put them out there, because you know what, if I'm going to sit here and say to you guys, do my webinar, and I'm not going to do it, or I'm not going to share it, like, how authentic is that? That's ridiculous. So what I want you to know is share the webinar, share it, because there are so many women in your business, on your team, and your life that want to know how to set goals. And I'm telling you, setting goals changes your life. And remember, you're not like held into goals. Like, I'm not going to be like, excuse me, at the end of next year and be like, you did not do this goal. So, because that's crazy. Okay. So those are my 3 business ones. So let's talk about life. Oh my gosh. Walt and I just sat down while Kit napped this morning. We actually let the kids watch, I think, 5 TV shows. So what is that? 100 minutes? That's almost 2 hours of TV. But you guys know what? We had to do it. Like, we had them sitting there watching TV. They played so well all morning. Walt and I sat there and we just went over these life goals, and it was amazing. Like, I got to say to him, you know, we just got to hear, like, what do we want for our house to-do list? What do we want for our travel in 2018? What do we want as far as experiences? What does our budget look like? So we just went over life. So let me tell you my life goal words. Like, I just wrote down words, okay? And then I starred the ones that felt the most powerful to me and where I wanted my journey to really go in 2018. Okay, so as far as life, I put organized, I put experiences, I put budget, because I feel like 2017 was the year of just like, how do I say it? Like, kind of just holding on. Like, not that we were just holding on, but we were just like holding on for the ride. Like, it was always a ride. Every month we were like, what a blessing, all this businesses and this money, and let's just give here and give here. And so now we really want to like rein it in and live on a budget. And by a budget, I mean knowing our percentages, knowing like every month that 15% goes to mortgage, 10% goes to charity, 10% goes to savings. Like, we live on $3,500 a month in addition to the mortgage and all those other things. So we still have our budget meeting. We're still going to have it. So we didn't quite fit in our budget. And so we will sit down either this afternoon when the kids are all having quiet time or napping, or again tomorrow morning. While Kit naps, the big kids will be able to watch some TV, and we will bust out our budget meeting. And we are excited because Walt does all of our finances. I did them all when he worked, and it's a hard job. And it's just like one of those things where if you don't tell your money what to do, your money's just going to do what it wants to do. And I really do believe that. So I want us to make sure over this next year that we're telling our money what to do. So that's where we are with budget. We also talked about one night a week doing a no tech night. And that just means we're not really like on social media that much at night, but the no tech night will be more of, like I said to him, what would you want to do if we weren't watching TV? I mean, besides the obvious. I know you guys are laughing. So we talked about playing a game, playing a card game. We talked about reading. We both love reading. So reading, we talked about meal planning, like maybe every couple weeks we would just do some meal planning and look on Pinterest and find some recipes that we both like. So we talked about like a no tech night, maybe doing like a small DIY project. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything huge, maybe something small and fun. So we are going to try that. And I said, babe, listen, we can do it for like 4 weeks. And he's like, no, I really think that's an awesome idea. So anyway, I don't know how it's going to go, because I'll tell you guys what, I have a hard time staying up past like 9:15 or 9:30. Granted, I get up and I work at like 5 or 5:30, but I have a hard time staying up that late. So the big kids are in bed by 7:45, 8 at the latest. So really it's just an hour. I'm awake like an hour after the big kids. Walt's usually awake for 2.5 hours after the big kids. So, okay. So, a no tech night. The other thing we talked about was just feet in the grass. Like, we love grounding, and if you have never researched it, take some time to research it. We let our kids go barefoot a lot of places that probably people think we're crazy, at playgrounds and stuff, and we just feel like their feet in our grass every day. So feet in the grass just means like a lot more nature and exploring, like making sure that the kids get outside time to run around barefoot in our yard. Another goal we had for our life was local, just being better local shoppers and local advocates, and thinking about things that we can purchase more like small business and less Amazon in a way, and Target and Walmart and Publix. So looking more at local. And then some of my other life goals were pictures. Like, I feel like I take so many pictures. I want some printed around the house. I want to blow some up into canvases. I want to make some picture albums. So just really finding pictures and making sure that we just aren't taking all these pictures, but we're really like printing them in books and stuff. Our bucket list as a family, just creating a really awesome travel bucket list, and just where, as we learn together as a family, where do we want to travel? And then this is a really cool one that we decided on, was 1 day free a month. So it'll probably be a Saturday. It'll probably be mid-month, because that's when things slow down for me. And I would take the whole day off, meaning I would not check into my phone or my computer, but 1 day free. So those were just and then real cards, just, real cards in the mail, like sending friends cards for real. And I'm really good about it on my Jamboree team, but I'm really bad about it in real life. And I just want to get better, and I want the kids to get better. And I don't want that to be something that's lost, because we both think it's so important to send real cards. And we just want to make sure that we sort of bring that into our family. So those were some of my key words for my life section. And so when I decided on the top 3 words sort of for my life and my focus in 2018, the first word that came out was journey, just because I need to take some water. Okay. What I know about myself is I forget about the journey. I forget about the today and the beauty of our life day to day, and the fact that 2 adults are in our home all day. And so just enjoying the journey. Like, I'm always 1 step ahead of everything and everyone in the whole pack. Like, I'm always jumping like 3 months down the road. When will the mortgage be done? When will we have $1 million in savings? When will, right? I'm always like, I'm not like here, and I just need to enjoy the journey. So my big word for 2018 is journey in my life. Like, enjoy the journey and just enjoy the moment and the magic of these memories and these kids being little and our marriage. And although it feels so hectic and crazy and not like what society even knows, with Walt home full time, like, just enjoy this journey, because the truth of the matter is, the second those 3 kids are in school, like, our life is going to free up. Our everything will be so much easier in ways, for our marriage to connect, and for these huge chunks of time. So journey is one of my words. Organize. I cannot wait to get more organized this year. And we already started. We went through some drawers in the kitchen a few days ago. And then we just have have been surviving in this house. It's my best way of saying it. With having moved, halfway across the country, like, it is so amazing to me that now we have been in this house 3 years in January. I guess 3 years in March. We moved in, I think, in late February, early March. So we're almost at 3 years in this house, and I just feel like we just kind of threw everything in there, and now it's like, okay, why do we have cups here, bowls here, plates over here? This is crazy. So just finally figuring out our systems and our flows in the kitchen and the kids' rooms and the, just everywhere. So it's really exciting. We're both on board. So organize was my second big word. So journey was number 1, organize was number 2, and local was number 3. Because you guys, it's just so important to me that we just feed this local community. And I think it's important to a lot of people that are small business owners and just working with other small businesses, and especially women in business. So my 3 life words were journey, organize, and local. So, okay, so let's talk about the me ones, right? And these are always the ones that I feel like when I'm daydreaming, I come up with me goals, but when somebody really asks me to come up with me goals, like, I'm like, and I just get really quiet, right? I don't know if you guys do that too. It's so crazy to me. So when I was thinking about me goals, here's some of the ones that I threw out. Creative and creation. It's always important to me to be creating and be creative and just that whole creative space. Ceramics and sewing are 2 things that just creatively I just want to dabble in again in 2018. Maybe it's like a class, maybe it's making something, but they've both been on my mind for something to dive into again because I love sewing and I love throwing on a wheel, like doing ceramics on a wheel. So they're just 2 things that I really enjoy that I want just more space for. I want to find a mentor. So I'm putting that out into the universe, like finding a mentor. We both decided that we want a date night a week. So we're going to work with our sitters and just try to line up a sitter maybe every week for from like 3:30 to 6:30 and just do something simple. And maybe it's dinner out, maybe it's going to the bookstore. But we've decided that we really want a date night every week and we want it set in stone and we want to know when it is and we never want to like deviate from it. So we talked about that. I also I wanted to look into the idea personally for me of Toastmasters and masterminds. Those are 2 things that I've just been toying with and hearing more about and I'm interested in. So Toastmasters and masterminds. Connections, because I love what I do and I love just connecting with you guys on this platform. I love connecting with my team on all of my different team pages. And what I'm finding is that sometimes I tend to think that that's enough connection for me. And through my business, my women's business group, I realized how much I crave just people to people, like real life connections, because sometimes, having in-home Jamboree parties, like that's amazing, but it's like, hi, bye. Like you don't, it's only a couple hours. So somehow facilitating greater in-person connection. And I don't know what that looks like. Self-care through yoga, my health journey, just making sure that I'm always facilitating ways for self-care. And yoga was on there because I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, and just making sure that even if it's a 7:30 a.m. class that I can get up and go to before things get crazy around here, like just making sure that I fit yoga in. It's like, it's so amazing to me. It is life-changing. So those were my me words. So the 3 that I pulled from that were create. And that's just like creating space for everything that I want more of, whether it's creating space to be more creative, whether it's creating space to be healthier, creating space for me time, self-care. So create was my word. Date, because I really just want to date Walt more. Like I feel like we were getting in the place of like dates. We were running to Target, we were running to Publix, and I don't want that. Like I want those 3 hours each week. It's 3:30 to 6:30, those 3 hours to be super intentional for our marriage. And so I just want to make sure that we are facilitating that date time every week. So I'm giving that out. And then connect, because I just want to make sure that I'm connecting with especially as many women in business, as many women, as many friends, and just reminding myself that like connection is why we're here, like on earth. So that was my other word. So from all of this, I had to pick one big jump goal. And I just kept coming back to, last year my word was bold, and I love that word. And I still feel like it's going to resonate so much into 2018. And I kept coming down to share, develop, inspire, and expand. And I just kept coming back to expand. So that's the word that is my big jump word, like expand. And I know to me, it just means like, I feel like I already wear so many hats and do so much, but I know that there's room for expansion and growth and development and inspiration and sharing. And so just always reminding myself, like, can I expand bigger into this space? Can I be like a broader leader? Like, what does this look like in Jamberry for me to do X, Y, and Z? So expanding is huge. And one of my goals, one of our big goals is just facilitating like when I think big, you guys, I've always wanted to be a venture capitalist and funding women in small business and facilitating like a role in women like in startups. And right, that's what I get to do on Jamberry, like with Jamberry. I mean, I basically get to facilitate women like starting their own business, which is incredible. So what I want you guys to know is that through the blessing of that business, I was able to hire an assistant this past year. And I just think it's really incredible to think that my assistant was able in a way to stay home with her child because of the income that our family like decided to provide her and the help that she brought me. So in a way, we were even talking about expanding my team, which is incredible. So that might happen in 2018. So that's another expansion. So I don't know, you guys, it's like I'm like shaking, just throwing it out there and saying, I'm talking to somebody that I think would be a perfect fit. And anyway, we'll just see. So I guess what I'm saying is it's very scary to do goals, and it's very scary to put them out there, and it's very scary to share them. But at the end of the day, when you have that focus and when you have that mission and when you know your goals and when you know sort of what you want your life to look like and where you want to focus your attention, it's huge. The other tip I have for you guys is don't hesitate to go on Pinterest and just look on Pinterest for personal goals, look on Pinterest for business goals, look on Pinterest for life goals, look on Pinterest for relationship goals. Like there's so many wonderful visuals over there that can at least get your brain cranking. And as you see like these goal ideas on Pinterest, write them down underneath one of your columns, like from my webinar. So do my webinar. That's number one. Like do the webinar and be like, okay, now I understand why business, life, and me goals are so pivotal. Now I need to just figure out what they look like in my life. And I just want you guys to know, I'm telling you, your life will change when you put direction and focus and visually have these 10 key words like in your life. I'm going to print them up. They're going to be on my desk all year. Like I will look at them. I will remind myself to expand. And that is like so incredible. So that's what I want for you. And that's why I'm taking this time to like come on here. I mean, all my family is out there. Like my son is home from school. They went on a bike ride without me so that I could come on here. That is how passionate I am about you guys understanding the pivotal purpose of these goals. It's not just like blah, blah, set your goals. No, like you can change your life in 2018 if you give it this direction, if you give it this time, if you give it this energy, if you tell it like, I want this out of life in 2018, because I'm telling you, when you tell yourself that you can do things every day, before you know it, you are doing those things. So, but that's for another talk because that's mantras and I love those. Okay. I am going to sign off. Thank you guys for those of you that tuned in live. I cannot wait. I am going to do a giveaway, so get ready. You have to visually show me your goals for the giveaway, of course, and I'm going to even give you an extra entry into the giveaway if you share my webinar with other people. So my best suggestion is to go on Canva and, like I did, make it as a Facebook cover photo, put your 10 words in there, and then just share a link to the webinar in that photo and just say, want to know what this is, want to know why I'm doing it, here's the link to my webinar. So I'll give you guys a jump start. That's how I'll explain the giveaway here on the branding page. And I want one of you guys to win because it is so awesome. Okay, you guys are awesome. I cannot wait to hear like your 10 words and how they're inspiring you for a bigger, bolder, better life. And yeah, get ready because 2018 gonna rock. All right, guys. Woo woo.